Hey everybody, it's Jeff from Roots of Eternity, and I haven't posted anything on this channel for a while, so I thought it might be a good idea if we gave a little bit of a 2022 studio tour. Some of you I posted a video on Facebook a little while ago, and some of you had a lot of questions on what kind of sounds I'm using, what kind of gear I have. So without further ado, we're going to take a walk into the studio and check everything out, and hopefully it'll answer some of your questions and you'll get a sense of how the album's going to sound that's coming out. My lovely assistant and my lovely daughter is my camera person today, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so come on in, and we'll take a tour of the studio. Now, the studio is really the laundry room. As you can see, we've converted the laundry room into a little studio for me. So that's what's going on here. So it's not really a studio. It's kind of just a laundry room with music stuff in it. So that's cool. Okay, so first off, one of the questions was, what kind of gear am I using for guitars? So we're going to walk over to the guitar section. And as you can see here, this is the Boss GTX 100. And it actually has a touchscreen. As you can see, all the effects are lined up here. And I will give you a rundown a little bit later on what specifically is going on there. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you now. So, what I do for recording is I have the guitar split up two ways. One sound for the right channel that's panned hard right, and one sound that's for the left channel panned hard left. So, for the right channel, if you come on over here and take a look, I have... Hang on a second. Okay, this is Roots of Eternity 101. So that's my right channel. And in there, I actually stack amps a little bit. So what I do is I have the Wagner Uberschall in with a Mesa Boogie. So it's the Mesa Boogie paired with a Wagner Uberschall, and I have EQ settings and reverb and things like that on it. And then we go over to the left channel, and the left channel, actually, you know what, let me give you a little demonstration on what the right channel sounds like. This is my Epiphone Gibson Explorer. It has actually got a really good tight metal sound. So this is... So that's the right channel. On the left channel, if you want to come over here and take a look, I have a Marshall paired with an EVH 5150. And that gives it a little bit more of a warm tone. So on the right side, it's a little more crisp and metally. And this one, here, a little bit more warmer. Cool. So that's guitar land. In bass land, I want to show you my new bass, my working horse bass. I have another bass in storage, but this is for metal stuff. This is my Ibanez multi-scale. I'm sorry, I don't know the technical number of it, if it's an RBH or GH, but it is, if you Google on Amazon and have Google or Amazon, Ibanez multi-scale, comes up with this. It comes in, this is, boy, I'm really having a brain fart today. This is, I forget the name of this color, but there's a mahogany one, and yeah. So, let's go over to Baseland. And over here, you'll see that I've acquired a Sans amp for this recording, this album. And it has made all the difference in the world as far as opening up my bass sound. There's more treble on top, more full mid-range, and definitely, actually I had to turn it down a little bit, definitely more bass. So we're going to give a little plug into that, and I'll give you sampling on how that works. Usually I don't use a pick, but for metal stuff you really want that attack for the strings, so pick is kind of good for. There you go. So that's baseline. And like I said before, I can't say enough good things about this Sans amp. It really has opened up my tone. It gives a more full body to the mix. It takes up more space in the mix. It's really a great investment. So, over to keyboard land. Let me start out with my new Korg Nautilus, and this thing is a beauty. This will be my third workstation in as many years that I have acquired. A lot of other times I let price dictate what I was getting. I always like Korgs. Korgs have a really good full sound. I really went the budget route on the last two workstations, and I had trouble with the sounds fitting into the mix, and also finding sounds. That's a big thing for me, because when I'm working, I know the sound I want in my head, but then I have to go to the keyboard and I have to hunt through all the menus. So one of the cool features of this, if you want to come over here, one of the cool features of this is that everything is laid out. If you can see these side categories here, everything's laid out by keyboard, organs, strings, brass, guitar, lead synths, slow synths, fast synths. All things like that are all sitting right there. So if I need to go into a lead, this is all my lead sections. And let's just pick one. This one's called Birdie Synth. This has got a really nice 70s sound. And pianos are on top here. Beautiful piano sounds. And one day I'll actually learn to play the piano. So that has, and this has everything a person would want for sounds in it. Violins, guitars, oboes. It has a section for world sounds and orchestra instruments, sound effects. It has a whole library of sound effects, from people mowing the lawn to answering the phone to pouring a drink, everything you could possibly want. So that's my main workstation. So over here, for the more outlandish, what I like to call whooshy sounds, I have the Dave Smith Prophet Rev 2. And this is really something else. It has 4 voices. It's, this is the 8 voice. There's a 16 voice and an 8 voice. This is the 8 voice. So give you a little sample of what that's about. This is basically and it's got arpeggiators in it. Let's see if I can find an arpeggiated sound. very, very, very cool sound. So that takes care of all the synthy whooshy sounds, like I said. You can really dial in some really out there sounds. So that takes care of the other end of the spectrum. So when you get away from the natural sounds of things like violins and pianos and guitars and things like that, and you want something a little bit more spacey, I go into that. So over here is where my awesome singer Katie does her thing. This is her station. This comes out a little bit, and she kind of hangs out here and does her thing. And lastly, back to the bass thing. I'm running through an Ampeg. It's just a basic Ampeg combo amp. Drumland. That's it. After Drumland, that's the end of the tour. So this is my new acquirement. This is a Gretsch Catalina Maple. I had a Gretsch Catalina Birch for the longest time, 17 years as a matter of fact. And it did such a fantastic job. But I needed something to cut through the mix a little bit more since I'm doing a little bit more metally stuff. And after doing some research, I found that the maple shells cut through the mix a little bit better than the birch. It was actually down between a Tama Rockstar maple and the Gretsch Catalina maple, and the Gretsch went out. So that's about it. I want to show you the over here my tambourine. Small splash, medium splash, of course hi-hats, 1, 2. Now these are Neil Peart Paragons up here. These cymbals up here are Neil Peart Paragons. This is just a Sabian XS Crash. Over here, this is really, over here, is the Wuhan China I've had forever. And it sounds fantastic. It has a nice crack sound. Over here is I have a China Splash. Just a little bit more of an accent cymbal. And that's about it. Evans heads on the snares. And Remo heads on the toms. So that's about it. If you want to come back here and take a wide angle shot and show everybody. So, I have an Evans EMAD on the outer head. That's an 8kg D1200 or D112 kick drum mic, and Homer Simpson.
Wait, what about him?
That's Shaggy. So that's about it. Thanks for coming in and checking out my studio and my laundry room. So again, I want to thank my lovely assistant Olivia, my daughter. If I can let me get a shot of her. Show everybody. This is your camera woman. She was awesome.
Thanks.
And we'll see you around. From Studio Land, we're saying goodbye. And thanks for listening, and thanks for your support over the years. This has really been a great journey we're on. And we'll hope to see you soon. I'll have new material coming out pretty soon. And from there on out, we'll see you. Thanks again.